Hey there guys, this is E.G. Moore, Kidlit author, checking in with you in February. I'm rocking my red lipstick for Valentine's Day, even though it's about a week early, but I am just super excited to share this video with you guys. Before we get started though, I want to remind you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I plan on doing 12 videos this year, the first Friday of every month, but make sure that you ring that bell because if I decide to do some extras, I don't want you missing out. I want you to see those bonus videos. Alright, also hop over to Goodreads and friend me or follow me. That's where I hang out when it comes to writing. I love hanging out with both readers and other writers and answering questions. Make sure you pop over and say hi. So make sure that you connect with me in other places too. Instagram is really fun, Facebook. I just really enjoy chatting with people because I'm an extrovert. Number one is that when an extrovert writer goes to a write-in or a writing retreat, 9 times out of 10, they are going to be with writers that are introverts. And they're going to want to speak their creativity. They're going to want to talk about what they're writing as opposed to the introverts which like to focus in quiet solitude. And so this can be a struggle. Thankfully, if you go to a retreat, it's large enough, sometimes there will be other extroverts that you can kind of bounce ideas off of. Number two is that extrovert writers oftentimes talk to themselves. I actually had a couple days ago, my daughter was in the car with me and she asked me, "Mom, do you do that a lot?" And I realized that I had been thinking about a conversation that I need to have with my mother-in-law, and I was literally mumbling how the conversation could go over and over in my head, but also out loud. Awkward. So this is something I think that I'm not alone in. Other extroverts do this as well. It's easy for us to just talk to ourselves and talk out problems and talk out our story plot issues and be able to resolve them out loud. Number three. The torture of deciding whether or not to go see that friend you invited or stay home and write. This struggle is real. And I have somebody that I love, aka a friend, I can think of 6 off the top of my head that I see semi-regularly. If they say, "Hey, let's get together," and I really want to stay home and write, I struggle and I usually go because extroverts love that connection. That's where we get our energy to continue writing, and it's super important to us. Number 5, you're not afraid of in-person presentations or readings of your book if you're an extrovert writer. In fact, oftentimes calling schools and libraries is sort of our thing, and we are going to use that time to be out presenting our book and creating activities and planning those events more than we are writing. So we really have to, as extrovert writers, take the initiative in planning well so that we make sure we get our writing in and still enjoy those marketing events. Number 6. If you are an extrovert writer and you're taking a writing course, you're going to take that presenter up on their offer to answer questions via email. You're just going to do it. It's another connection to that course. It's expert knowledge you can take advantage of. So as an extrovert writer, you're going to approach that person and get whatever information you need. And I know this firsthand. I've done it many a time. I still do it. In fact, I did it yesterday. It's just something that extroverts do. We just like the connection when we're learning. It helps us remember. It helps us make it real. Number 7, if you're an extrovert writer, you do not mind telling everybody, stranger or otherwise, that you are an author. If they ask you what you do, you tell them, and you tell them in great detail, down to plot points and characterization. It's just something we love to talk about. We don't care who we're talking to about it. They can be, the President of the United States or the neighbor you never met, and we're going to do it as extroverts. Number 8, likewise to number 7, you keep books in your trunk and business cards in your pocket as an extrovert, and you hand them out to everyone. Even if they try to give them back, you make sure that they have them. You're not afraid to sell books to whoever bothers to ask that you're an author. I think that there's just this sense of audacity, and I think that that's something that makes extrovert writers really unique. And I know firsthand that I've done this many times at my church and in group settings, at the coffee shop. Like, that is who I am, and I love to tell people about it. And not in an aggressive way, but just because, I love connecting with people, and this is something to connect over with them. And last but not least, number 9, if you are an extrovert writer, it's very likely that you have a huge warm market to market to. You have friends from every stage in your life. Psychology says that an average human being can only remember and keep up and be a part of 150 lives around them. But I think extroverts sometimes rotate people and they keep connecting as often as they can intentionally. And I think that makes us really great. It makes extroverts able to share like we do with strangers with a larger starting audience, and I think it helps new extrovert writers with getting the information out there and being comfortable enough to make those sales Now, even though extroverts that are writers struggle with balancing their writing and their social life, I think that one thing that extroverts do really well is write really great characters. Because they're extroverts, they interact with a lot of different people, strangers and friends and family, and they see all these types of people and they interact with these types of people, and it makes them able to have better, well-rounded characters. And I've seen this in introverts as well, but I'm just saying in general, extroverts tend to have that kind of experience to be able to really have a well-rounded character. Well, that's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for popping over and seeing me. Again, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to meet me over at Goodreads. I would love to visit with you there. I hope you guys have a great February, and I'll see you again in March.